I just feel like we got so much emotion inside our hearts. We should just like let it out more often. Like I think people just like keep it inside too much.
Queen.
What?
Queen. Leave it for the pod.
Leave it for the pod.
What's up, guys? Back again with episode 3. Today we're going to be talking about Johnny English Strikes Again, number 1 film. Number 2 is A Star Is Born. And finally, we've got a film released just today, as of the recording, which is Bad Times at the El Royale.
Wow, what an exciting time we're in for this pod.
Yep, I liked one of the films we saw.
Once again, Michael has not seen one of the films on the list.
Yeah, yes, and surprisingly,
the only one not to see a film yet.
Well, that's what you guys think, because our boy Reese has also missed out on Johnny English. In my opinion, the best actor at the moment.
Fucking hell, look at that. That's a reach.
Johnny English Strikes Again.
Oh wow.
It's not. I was a bit disappointed.
Yep.
Did you go in with high expectations?
No.
Well, you know, it's Johnny English with Rowan Atkinson. You at least expect to have a good time.
I didn't. I saw the trailer and I was like, man, it's gonna be shit. And I went in and it was.
See, me and
shit.
Michael were speaking, and the first two movies we would define them as spy movies.
Yes.
That are funny. I would say strictly this was a comedy that had some spy stuff and was trying so hard to be funny and just wasn't.
It's very true, because we watched it and we're like, man, like, because I remember in the first two being genuinely like, this is like, all the other actors played it so straight and so like they were actual spies, and Rowan Atkinson was just an idiot, and it worked so well. But in this one, like, a lot of them were just, there was a lot of like comedic
everyone
actors.
was stupid.
Yeah, everyone was stupid, and the whole situations were stupid, and like the CIA didn't seem real. Nothing about it. It seemed, and we were saying this, and it, like how in Night School, Kevin Hart was the. You know, it was a movie made for a comedian. It almost felt like this movie was made for Rowan Atkinson.
I was saying,
that was
if you put Kevin Hart in this movie as Johnny English, the film would be exactly the same.
Yep, it would not have changed.
You wouldn't have known it was a Johnny English film. It was the start was okay. I quite like the start.
I think Rowan Atkinson.
The way
Rowan Atkinson's better than Johnny English. No, Rowan
I agree.
Atkinson's better than Kevin Hart.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
No.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure he is. But he is.
But we said the kind of movie. It was that kind of.
He's
movie.
getting a wee bit old.
He's getting a bit old for certain.
It's
physical stuff.
It felt like they were really trying to make him be his old self, but now he's a lot more like.
You should just bring Mr. Bean back.
I think he is. I saw Graham Norton.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah, and he's not. So that's gone.
No, but they said it's not definitely gone.
Yeah, but he doesn't really care anymore.
Want to, yeah.
Well, he says that he's recognised all over the world as Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
No, he said one guy thought it was his doppelganger.
Yeah,
I wouldn't believe him.
Wouldn't believe him. He got quite angry. But, he was making it up.
Johnny English basically is a story about some hacker gets into the British government, and
Oh my God, spoilers!
And every single agent gets left out, and they need to bring an agent that's retired. And obviously, for some stupid reason, the only one that hasn't either died or recovering from injury is Johnny English.
It's so strange because what you described was almost exactly the same plot to the first one, except slightly different. Except in that one,
First one was great.
At least in the first one, all of the other agents died because Johnny English was an absolute idiot and got them all killed.
Oh yeah, at the funeral.
Yeah. But this one, it was as simple as they're all too old.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we meet him, and he's a school teacher, and he's pretty much
spies, and that's when they're all like.
Oh no, he's not for spies. He works at a boys' school.
He's teaching them about
It's got girls.
Yeah,
like a
boarding school.
Yeah, and his class, he's trying to bring them up to be the future agents.
But like that's not like they're not told to do that. He does this illegally.
Yeah.
Like he like takes his children out. Stop moving my fucking. I want it here so I can.
Yeah, but then Reese doesn't.
My plosives will be
all
over the place.
You were slowly moving it over like this so that I had nothing.
Babe,
trying to make me not notice.
I feel like if each of us brought our own one, this would work.
Yes.
Better.
We didn't get to mine before we came here though.
You should have had yours at all times, just in case. You need the pod on the go.
Mate, my
We're
pop-
talking about our pop filters, by the way, guys.
Yeah, just so if anyone doesn't know, because we're being very clear about it.
But no, a lot at the start of the film, I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Then it got to a point when I was like, "This is very dumb," and like even the main villain, I was like, "You are just an idiot." Like, obviously, this is going to happen.
Yeah, which is the classic
There were
American.
so many points when he could easily go kill him, and he could have died, and that would have been the end of the film. But for some reason, I was like, "Nah, let's leave him live."
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave him live.
It was all very convenient.
Classic
It
sentence.
was like, "Oh, I've hacked into the government because I'm a genius."
You better stop fucking moving my pop filter. I swear to God. You get none of it now. Your plosives are going to be all over the fucking place.
Yeah, well,
Wait, I'm the one that
sorry
has to
for
edit
our
it.
viewers.
I'm the one
Our
that has to
headphone
edit
users.
it then.
What?
I'm saying I'm the one that has to edit this out.
Oh yeah, because you edit it so well.
Yeah, all the other
I've
stuff.
seen the timings. You give us the normal one, which is like 1 minute 5 seconds 30. 1 minute 5. 1 hour. Fuck's sake. 1 hour 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and then the edited version is 1 hour 5 minutes and 28 seconds.
Yeah, well, you know, you're gonna cover those silences.
You always make them.
Exactly.
Just can't keep speaking. But yeah,
Let's go quiet for like 5 seconds.
you're not going to cut that out, are you?
No, I'm not.
Say.
How stupid would it be if I say just be quiet and then we're not?
No, yeah, for
cut that
that,
out
it'll
as
just
well.
be a
Yeah.
cut. Like, this whole bit could not be in. Who
Johnny
knows?
English has been a
The
great
whole
review.
first 20 minutes.
It was so disappointing. Because
Yeah.
you know what it was? The
It
whole
got-
time
yeah,
I was like giggling at parts that were supposed to be their funniest set
Yeah,
pieces.
it was what Michael was saying. In a film like this, in a Johnny English film, you expect it to constantly be like,
a laugh a minute.
yeah, a bit of a giggle, and then every now and then you're pissing yourself.
Yeah,
I was
giggling
like pissing
constantly and then a piss. But it was like nothing. Where's the funny? Oh yeah, that's all right. Like it was that the whole way through, and I just couldn't help but feel a little bit
myself. Yeah,
sad.
and then there was a lot of points when it was like,
Yeah.
how did this happen? Like there was a bit when he had an armor and then he lost the armor and he was naked. I was like, why
Man,
was he
right.
naked? in
Well,
the first
I'll
place?
explain specifically what happens. So he, so pretty much he is running away from the agents who are trying to kill him, and he's in this old timey house, and there's some knights, you know, that you get like just empty knight suits.
Yeah, suits of armour.
Suits of armour, and he goes into this room and he's like, where do I go? He looks over left and right, and then there's a pause, and you see the guys run in. They go, where's he went? And they think, oh, he's gone.
Like
Run away,
Scooby-Doo.
and then he's in the suit of armour, and then he just falls flat on his face. Quite funny. And then he gets up and he can't unclasp his belt, so he can't get out of the armour. So then pretty much the whole thing is he's trying to stop this thing while being weighed down by this armour. So like at the end, like he's doing this slow walking to try and like get to the bad guy, and it takes him so long, and it's so boring, and it's not funny, and they were obviously really trying to milk the joke. And then at the very end, they're like, he saved the day as per usual. They take a picture of him, and as they take the picture of him, he finally unclasps it, and then it comes down, and he's naked underneath. Which makes no sense because
Why was he
first of all, it makes no sense him getting into it in that quick a time anyway. But not only did he, in the 5 seconds he had to get into the suit of armour, he got naked as well.
Put his clothes somewhere.
In his clothes, and then went inside it, and it was so and like even though it was remotely funny, I was just like,
Yeah.
it was such a reach. It was such a let's put that in. Oh, let's put that in.
Yeah,
It just didn't try.
film
Didn't
seemed
try.
like it was like, oh, this will make money, like most of the films nowadays. Let's do it, but let's forget about the story and just put the typical
And man,
like modern hacker, because that's what life is now.
I like Emma Thompson, but I feel like she's very much herself and everything. Like when I saw her in this one, she was. So I really do like her, but like every movie I've seen her in, she's always been just that like just a side character.
Yeah.
That's like.
She's exactly the same as she was in Men in Black 3.
Yeah.
She was just the woman in charge.
Yeah.
That was there to get frustrated. That's about it. Although Ben Miller,
I love
was,
Buff.
who
See, but here's
was
the-
also disappointing because in the film before, I can't
first
really
one.
remember, yeah, he was kind of like the serious,
Yes.
and then Rowan Atkinson would be the one that would screw it
Yeah.
all up.
Boff was always trying really
Yeah.
hard,
Yeah.
But
and
in
like
this film, they were both quite stupid,
yeah,
which
no,
meant everything be more stupid.
they
and more
started
ridiculous.
off so badly because he goes to see Boff. And he's sitting in his office, and it's like messy. And he sees Johnny English, and he goes, you're back. Runs over to him and gives him a massive hug, like he's been waiting there his whole life.
Then Johnny was like, alright, buff.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the whole funny part was Boff was the good one and Johnny English was the idiot who treated him like he wasn't the good one. But in this, it was like he was the idiot who was being treated like an idiot by an idiot.
Yeah.
And there was no, everything they had in the first two was gone. It didn't have to be a film. It did nothing. It didn't progress anything. It was just it was the two other films put together and done badly by an older man who couldn't do as much as he used to, and that's all it was to me.
Yeah, like I was telling Michael when we left, going back to Man in Black, I liked Man in Black 3. I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as good as the first two.
It wasn't as good as the first
not-
one, but I remember the ending when it turns out that the soldier was the character of Will Smith's dad. So then you go back to the originals and you're like, that makes sense. That's why he recruited him.
Yeah.
But this one, you look back at the originals and you just go, this was a pile of shit.
Yeah, they just did it
the
for
originals
the
were
money.
so much better.
And there's a bit, so like in the first two, there's always that bit where Johnny English does something so unbelievably stupid that he gets taken away, and like he can't do the mission anymore, and he's really sad. And in the first two, they really did a good job of making us feel for him in that moment. But like for this one, it was genuinely as if I swear it was that was around 5 minutes of him not being on the case anymore, and him going, I'm going home, I don't want to do this anymore, and then someone being like, no, don't go home, you need to. Boff, and Boff says, I need you, and then he goes, oh, and then he does it straight, and he comes back, and it's not even like they added it in because that's what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
It was literally like they had their like the formula, and they just fucking did. Okay, we'll do this, and it doesn't matter because people will come to see it because we got a big name.
Rowan Atkinson.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And they made his hair less grey than it is.
Cast. That really says it all. I mean, there's got a bunch of people. It's got Emma Thompson, Rowan Atkinson, Ben Miller. The rest are just, I mean, Adam James maybe, but
Yeah.
the rest are like.
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, and another thing I found frustrating was Emma Thompson, who plays the Prime Minister, because Johnny English didn't have any proof, she just didn't believe him. I'm like, he's been an agent, and you know he's saved the world previous times. And he comes and says, I think this guy is the bad guy, and she just goes, nope. I'm just not going to listen to you. I'm like, what is the point on even having this agent if you're not even going to listen to him? Like,
and now I think about it, in the past ones, it always happened. Like, he would come and he'd be like, this is happening. Like, no, regardless how incompetent your agent is.
In the first one, he did strip the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Yeah, but that was hot.
Everyone.
That was hot, so like, well, you can't really get angry at him for it.
Yeah.
Like, probably, I get that one, but see, for this one, it was more...
yeah, she was just like, nope, I'm not
Yeah,
listening to you.
he hadn't done some... Well, actually, was this... He'd done, like, the VR thing, was this at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, in the trailer, did you see the trailer for it?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
trailer
but
basically-
I only saw it really
it's
fell
a
off
bit
the boat. and
Yeah,
stuff.
so he puts the VR on. He thinks that the also the fact that you always
I've seen the VR, but yeah,
you would
the
always
bus and
you'd
that.
always see that, like, what was going to go wrong. Like, you'd see, you press this, you press that, and it'll move with your feet. And then he goes, okay, puts the visor on, and then like just presses nothing, and then it doesn't have anything, and he just walks off.
Yeah. That scene got so
Mate, 'cause
dumb.
and
It was
we-
like, of course the bus appears.
Yeah,
Of
and we
course
knew
this
it was
happens.
happening. We knew it was going to happen. We saw the trailer. They milked it for all it was worth, and it was just so long and so
Yeah.
like drawn out. Like, it was such bad comedic timing.
you know the bit of the bread shop.
Yeah,
I feel like if they'd done this, he goes out to the street, crosses the road, goes into the bread shop, goes back in. That would have been funny because it would have been just a part. But because they stretched it so
Yeah.
much, it was like, okay, we know it's going to happen. We've seen the trailer. And also, when you were saying that he fell off the boat, that would have been so funny if they hadn't told us on the trailer. Because
Yeah.
it was building up to that, and finally he gets to escape, and then he just falls, and you're like,
yeah,
I knew
that
gonna
was really funny. That was, but it would have been if we'd not known about
not
it.
known about it.
Man, I feel it's just what we bring up every single time. The trailers ruin films, and I think we should not watch them anymore.
Well, we'll tell you about that when we get
Yeah,
to
all
Royale.
right.
we just talked about.
But there was another bit in the same like VR scene where he's got two baguettes and he starts hitting this boy. And
These baguettes that are strong as steel, that don't break.
I can never imagine, like, this is a grown man, right? Now, regardless of Johnny English's training, he doesn't hit him with any moves. It's like, it's literally, he just hits him like one after the other.
A little kid would have.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And then the guy just kind of goes, no, hey, oh, and he just kind of He just kind of like recoils into the floor, and I'm like, man, you're just walk backwards. He's in VR. I don't care. I'm like, what is happening? Why is he standing there? Other than he's been told to by a director. It was like, it annoys me. I don't know what. I swear, comedy films in general used to have more of like things made sense, and because they made sense, things were funnier.
Yeah.
Things made sense so that when they did things that were stupid, it would have so much more of a like, what the fuck, opposed to these films where things don't make sense and they do stupid things, so you're like, why does it matter?
There was a lot of scenes where you're like, that was clever. There was one scene when a secretary puts two phones beside each other, and Johnny English is speaking to a nuclear submarine, and this nuclear submarine is speaking to Johnny English, and they think they're speaking to each other. And that seems very funny, and you go, that's clever, but this whole film should have clever things like
actually, that. Talking about clever, so basically, in this scene where it's Johnny English, there's two phones on the table, and Johnny English is accidentally talking to the commander of the nuke submarine, right? And tells them to like put it through an attack, and so he says it, and they go, okay, nuclear submarine. They dash it all in. They press the big red button. It flies up. You're like, oh my god, oh my god. It then gets locked onto this beacon that Johnny English in the past had put into this ship when they were on there before they escaped, and then it goes down, and it goes into the ship. The ship explodes, but it's like a regular explosion. It was a nuclear warhead that went into a ship, and it just exploded. No, they wouldn't have all been dead. The whole area, including the castle, it would have all went up into a mushroom cloud if that had been a nuclear. Like, they didn't just. No one has a big button, right, in a nuclear submarine for something to come out of the water that isn't a nuclear weapon. It's not because Eric went to me. He was like, oh, it was just a normal rocket. No, it wasn't a normal rocket. It can't have been. They don't have there was a whole like code system. You don't have code systems for missiles that they can do that won't like cause the end of the days sort of thing. And it was just it was so fucking stupid.
You just go straight to the ratings.
I hated it.
No,
I'd give it a fail.
Okay, I've enjoyed it now.
I'd give it a fail.
I'd give it like a 30%.
I'd give it like.
That's a yes.
I'd give it a 40% because that's
would
the
you
full
go watch
amount.
it from what you've heard?
I might watch it if it ever goes to like Netflix or something like that. Okay. But I mean, I missed it because I was busy editing our baby.
Our
pod.
Our last pod that a total of 12 people have tuned into so far.
Yeah, well, I've watched it like 4 times.
I haven't watched it.
You've not watched it?
I think I must have watched it once, probably when it came out.
Man, okay.
I mean, I've listened to it enough times when you edit the sound.
That's true.
You barely edit it. You're like, beep should probably go there.
I have to go through every single bit though. Anyway, ratings. Out of 10, enjoyability.
Out of 10, enjoyability. Honestly, I would rather have severe constipation than see that film again. I would give it a 3.
Because at least it entertained.
So it was worse than Night School?
Yes. Yes. If you had Night School, Johnny English on Netflix, which one would you choose?
I would rather just fucking actually nuke both of those
I would
films.
definitely choose Night School.
But no, to be honest though, I will say when I recall back things, I chuckle a little bit when I think of Johnny English, but when I think of Night School, there is no emotion linked to it. I would probably say that fine. Johnny English was like a 4.5 in terms of like entertainment.
I look back at the other two films and I was like, you had such a good idea, why did you go so wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, they started at the top of the hill and it just went downhill.
Aye.
The second one was nowhere near as good as the first one.
It was still alright.
In the first one, he climbed out a toilet full of shit.
Man, it's so funny. Where's all that shit patter? Where's all that fucking,
He was like supposed to protect the crown jewels. The lights go off, they come back on, they're all missing.
What the bit when he's at the hole? And he's like, where could they have went? He's giving like a lecture to everyone, like he's the big spy HE fall, and he's like between the hole, and Bob's like, what do I do, sir? It's perfect. They recalled so much from the last.
I might go watch it tonight.
From the last. I might as well from the last film, and yet used none of the good bits from the last. You know what I mean? If they could have at least done more. Anyway, in terms of a movie, oh my god. It's like a 4.
And enjoyability?
A 4.5. It's still, to be honest, it's true, but like I think my disappointment is making it feel worse for me. But it's definitely not as bad as Night School or Mile 22.
Mile 22 was great. Oh, Mark
Wahlberg was on the best thing.
So next film, which I have seen.
Wait, where's your rating?
He gave it.
I gave it like 3 times.
Sorry, I was blanking out.
4 in both aspects. I'd fail it. I'd fail.
I'd give it a nice 15%.
That's an F.
Oh, that's an F minus.
So our next film, which I was present at, is A Star Is Born.
Wonderful.
Shala, shala, shala.
What was that?
It's like Lady Gaga's in the room with
I
me.
know. It was such a good film.
It was
I have
brilliant.
so many
It was brilliant.
I didn't like it.
good feelings. Shut up, Reese. It's a heartfelt, emotional rollercoaster of emotions with Bradley Cooper just knocking it out the park, Lady Gaga knocking it out the park. Yeah, but that's because he was so freaking in character. That's why. He doesn't need you to hear him. He just needs you to see his feelings.
So much detail in this film.
Oh.
There were scenes when the acting was literally like, that looks real, and the just tiny wee details that you just were like, wow.
The acting was real, the writing was fantastic, and not only that, but the story itself, which is very simple, where Lady Gaga's character Ali gets picked up by Bradley Cooper, is allowed to perform in his shows, they get together, then she gets famous, and then a big spoiler alert, Bradley Cooper's character ends up killing himself at the end.
Why would you jump to that at the beginning of the review?
Well, because there's not.
Should I beep that out?
Well, why? But we spoil it anyway.
Yeah, but we're only 1 minute in.
No, but we're not. But no. But I'm just giving a brief overview of the plot. What I'm saying is, it was very.
That's not a brief overview.
It was very simple.
Hey guys,
but that's what happens.
Yeah,
that's
not
the three
that's
main
not
things.
an overview. Overviews don't have that much spoiler in it.
Right. Well, anyway, it was.
Overview. So the film was great. This is how it ends.
No, the writing's good, the acting's good, he kills himself.
It looks like it's juttering quite a lot.
No, it's not. It's got everything.
No, I was just thinking that it was a simple story, and I think that what was so nice about that was that everything happened for a reason. It never felt like there was like a character that did anything, like I've said from many other films, for a reason for something to happen. The whole time it just felt like a bunch of people in this real life story that we were just watching. So I mentioned that Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper were fantastic. Sam Elliott was incredible as Bradley Cooper's brother. He was just
So believable.
yeah, it was just he was his brother but a lot older than him, and they had a lot of like tension from the past due to their father's death, and like his failed music career.
They have a different mother.
I'm not sure.
Pretty
They
sure it was, like,
probably had a different mother, yeah. But yeah, their whole relationship was so nice. Dave Chappelle was very good. Oh, I didn't realise that was Dave Chappelle. That was he's the comedian, isn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was such a good actor. I remember seeing him. He was very good when he was.
he in
He
The
was.
Drag Queen?
No. He was Bradley.
The friend they went.
The friend. No, the friend of Lady Gaga. Like, is it the friend of Bradley?
No, I'm pretty sure he's a friend of Bradley Cooper in the house.
Yeah, no, at the house. Remember when they get married?
Oh, yeah.
He was very, very good, and he gave him like
Lady Gaga,
like
but that's not Dave Chappelle.
yeah, and they had like some other they had them.
Come on now.
Oh wow, they had Michael Harney. He was really good. They had Shangela. She was in RuPaul's Drag Race. She was actually really funny. Like they had a whole drag race part because that's where Lady Gaga's character performed, and that bit actually went down really well. I think they had Willem as well from it, and they were just very good, like banter back and forth, and just I rushed to the end quite quickly, but in a way there's a lot of things happen between the simple plot, like a lot of like dialogues, but it is simple as that, and I think that's what makes the film so nice and pleasant to watch, and also the music is just really good.
The music is very good. Personally, not my kind of music, and there were scenes where I was like, okay, like get along, because it isn't a musical by far. It's just a very good
film with music.
Yeah, with music, but it probably is a film about music, about the music industry. But there weren't many points where I was like, go along. But no, generally the songs are very good. and original, which is good, and Lady Gaga, which is perfect for the role.
Oh yeah.
Like she was just ideal.
Surprisingly, I genuinely, so I went in looking forward to the film, but I was genuinely a bit worried about how she would be. I wasn't sure if she'd be a good actor or not, but man, for her being a singer and coming into acting, that was an incredible, like, to carry a film like that as well with Bradley Cooper, I thought was just fantastic. And she wasn't like that much different from herself. She was pretty much playing herself and to an extent, but yeah, it was just she was crying on camera. She was fully in it.
She was wonderful.
I thought, and it was very, very watchable person, along with Bradley Cooper, who I've always liked Bradley Cooper. I really like him in Burnt. I think that's one of his best roles, but I think this now is one of his best roles he's ever done.
He'll definitely be up for the Oscars.
Oh, he was genuinely. I couldn't stop watching him. I thought everything he did was just so well done. Yeah, he's a beautiful man, because even looking that rugged, you could see the beauty within.
Yeah.
My turn. So I didn't like the film. I thought it was too long. I thought it was
quite long.
I mean, it had moments. I didn't really care for the songs that much. The only bit I liked was the first half of the main song that she sang in the car park, and I actually only really enjoyed it when she sang it in the car park that one time. I thought at the very beginning, Lady Gaga felt like she was trying to find her feet in terms of acting. I thought it seemed a bit overacted, like in terms of when they went to one of the first bars and she just laid into some policeman for I don't know why. I didn't really ever get that part. But yeah, she got good towards the end. Bradley Cooper I really enjoyed. I thought his accent was really, really thick at the beginning, and then I started understanding him a bit more at the end. I don't know if I just became used to it or if it did get a bit lighter. But yeah, not my type of film, so I didn't really go in with high hopes, and that's probably why I didn't enjoy it that much, just because there wasn't really any explosions or anything like that.
An explosion of emotion, I like to say.
Yeah, I prefer like the fire kind. But it did what it did to people. I mean, people like you two liked it, and Callum liked it.
Yeah, I was crying at the end, and then I manned up straight away because I'm not.
I didn't cry. I had my finger in my mouth at one point.
He did, and he had his finger in his mouth, and I turned to him, and I thought he was crying, but then he turned to me, and his finger is like he's like slobbering over himself. His fucking eye looking the other way, just like and I was quite a sad, or like I was a sad bit, and I couldn't hold it in. Like I had to proper hold my nose, my mouth. It was horrible. I hated it because I knew if I burst out laughing in this silent theatre where people were clearly
and it was extremely packed.
Oh yeah, man. See, whenever it got sad, you heard like
the cinema was very full.
Yeah, it felt like one of Lady Gaga's concerts.
Yeah, it felt like one of Lady Gaga's songs. Her voice is so full.
I felt with the film that it all had a very good like progression. Everything was happening, everything was okay. The only issue I had was at the end, I didn't really know how much time had passed. They never really mentioned how many years had gone past, how many months had gone past. So when he's like, I've had to go to because he goes to rehab because he's an alcoholic.
Yeah, but he's only been there for 2 months.
Yeah, he's been there for 2 months. But then that's when I started thinking, wait, how long have they been going out? How long have they been together? How long ago was it when they first met?
Time was very unclear.
Like, it wasn't really explained. Like it all progressed very well, but I was like, how long has it been from scene to scene?
It did feel very much like the one problem I had with it was that he proposes to her, and then very suddenly with a guitar string, and. Because we really don't have a concept of how long it's been, it really seems like they've just been on tour and now he's marrying her.
Yeah, he proposes to her, then get married to her an hour later.
Yeah, because they like set up the chapel and had like this random guy who I'm sure
that's
was
something that would be in
armed,
Johnny English.
Yeah.
But so it's a remake of an old film with Judy Garland, and it kind of flips it. Like in Judy Garland's one, I think she's the one that is the drunk. But I went in thinking it was a Lady Gaga origin story.
Origin story.
Where she
Lady Gaga.
Where like I thought it was a story about her life and how she became who she was. It wasn't.
No,
certainly wasn't.
You were.
That'd be way
You were
cooler.
severely misinformed.
I kept thinking I kept waiting
This
for.
is how she got famous.
No, I kept waiting for Just Dance to be sung.
You get waiting for someone to go like, your name should be Lady Gaga.
Yeah, change your hair to blonde.
She
With
changed
some
it
meat.
to like strawberry blonde.
Yeah. The scene I really liked was when she got nominated for the Grammy, and she was they told her you've just been nominated for 3 Grammys, and her reaction was like so genuine. It was like, oh my god.
I liked the scene where she was at the Grammys and Bradley Cooper was pissed.
Pissed himself.
He pissed himself.
I
on
could
stage.
feel the whole cinema
Oh, it
was
was
just
horrible.
was just like,
I
no,
heard you guys were
no.
saying me.
Man,
or Callum or
it
something.
felt so horrible because it was like everyone was quiet. Everyone in the
Everyone
like the
was like,
stage
oh, God.
in like the movie was quiet. You were just like, oh God, imagine that happened. Like it was just a nightmare, and I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
Oh, it was horrible.
When he started pissing himself, I just heard the whole cinema go, oh no.
No, that was Callum.
Pressure my move.
I heard the whole cinema. Do you want to come back to my piss my sink?
Alright.
Throwback. But no, this film was brilliant. This film was absolutely amazing.
Oh,
Really enjoyed
if you
it.
were talking about moments, like good moments, the bit with his brother Sam, Bobby, Bradley Cooper's brother, he so pretty much Bradley apologizes to him when they're in the car together for like punching him and just being a drunk for so long because he's a alcoholic, and he doesn't really know how to say sorry to him, so he kind of just goes. Like it's a nod. It's kind of like to us, I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. But he apologizes, and it's Bobby doesn't say anything. He just kind of like nods at him, and then he starts to back up the car, and you can see everything, all the emotion, like everything he's holding back, like how much it meant to him that he apologized. Like it genuinely looked like we were looking at a brother who had been through so. That bit for me.
I think he would probably get nominated for
Supporting.
that,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He was just very, very, very good.
It's very genuine.
Yeah, I've never seen him in anything before. Maybe I have, but I've just not noticed.
I've seen him in stuff before, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, I
Wait,
probably
he's
have.
really big.
We'll have a little look on the IMDb.
A little gander.
Oh, the ranch. The ranch.
Go down to stuff that we might have seen.
Sauce.
I like Saw.
Oh, he was in the Hulk.
The Hulk. Was he the Hulk?
The Hulk. No, that was what? Edward Norton was the Hulk. Oh, he was in the Golden Compass. That was a classic. Remember when they made that a franchise?
Ghost Rider.
I didn't finish it.
Ghost Rider was sick. Oh, I remember him in Ghost Rider. Oh, did you hear about the Morgans? A classic, a timeless movie.
Oh, the dinosaur film. The first dinosaur, or whatever it is. What's it called? I can't read Spanish. What does that say?
Something.
The good dinosaur.
can't
the
read
good,
Spanish.
The good dinosaur.
The good dinosaur.
Good dinosaur.
Oh, he was in Marmaduke.
Marmaduke. Oh, is that the sad movie? No.
No, that's Marley.
Marley and me, man, that shit got me crying.
We should watch that and review it.
Yeah, we should cry, but live watch it.
Oh yeah, we should live stream it.
Should we not live watch something and react to it as it's happening? Like little comms on it. That'd be fun. But we wouldn't be able to. We'd have to watch something we'd already seen so we don't like miss out on anything.
Watch the original Halloween.
To be honest,
He's
now
been
it
in a lot of
goes
stuff.
on. I've
A lot
not.
of westerns.
Well, he's old enough. If he wasn't in a lot of things, I'd be a little bit worried. And he's far too good at acting to be honest, that's not a lot for the age he is.
My arse is numb. No, sorry. My arse was numb.
During the film.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I saw you moving to the cinema quite a lot.
Yeah, that's because I was trying to keep myself
2 hours
awake.
and 20
Oh, he was in Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
He was in what?
Roadhouse. I don't. I've heard of it in Family Guy. I always remember that Roadhouse, and he kicks doors down.
But no, there's certainly going to be a lot of Oscar stuff.
Talk about it,
involved
yeah.
With this film.
There should be. If it's not, then that's fucked. And in terms of like Lady Gaga's performance, I think she deserves.
Yeah.
I can't figure out what.
Also, Lady Gaga has a lot of fans, like a lot of strong
True.
fans.
Yeah.
So I feel like this film is.
She pretty much never. She never puts a foot wrong.
Yeah, I feel like this film is gonna get her so many more fans because of her acting abilities, but because so many
She'll
people
probably get more roles as well.
Yeah, because so many people like her music, this film is gonna be a success no matter what.
She's a big old
It is a
crooked nose.
success.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's a
a
good.
success.
I think it's a good film for what it is. It didn't entertain me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we also had the guy called Rez. He was the.
He was the manager. He was a classic. He was only money, dollar signs in his eyes
Yeah.
as soon as he
Yeah.
heard her.
and you couldn't even like blame him really for what happens at the end, because like, man, he was just doing his job. Like, so basically he goes up to Bradley Cooper. So what was so sad about it was that Bradley Cooper had just gotten out of rehab, and he'd sorted it all out, and he seemed very in a good place. And then he talks, the agent talks to him and pretty much says that, you know, how much he's affected his wife's career and how bad it is for her, and that if his wife stays with her, it will ruin her career. So he then, as I mentioned earlier, decides to kill himself, because in his head he doesn't see like any other way of like dealing with it, because he doesn't want to live without her. But he doesn't want to ruin her life. And also we find out when he's in rehab that he tried to kill himself when he was 13. That's very vaguely hinted to,
mentioned.
But when the second I heard it,
mentioned. There's a whole scene dedicated to it.
There was at the start when he was on the.
But they don't really say it.
When he was on the taxi.
He does. He says, "I tried to hang myself."
No, not in that. He says, "Yeah, I went up on the fan, but it fell off with a belt." Like, but he doesn't. You know, you could miss it if you weren't paying attention.
I don't know if you remember at the start when he was on the taxi coming back from his gig, he passes like an advertisement with like.
Oh my god, yeah.
With hanging stuff. I just remembered
That's
that.
some crazy foreshadowing.
Man, I honestly...
He was looking at it like, oh, suicide.
That's so in your face when you think about it now. I didn't even think about that.
Because now I'm thinking, he probably wanted to kill himself at the moment.
Mate, that's put up a whole point just for that one bit.
Well,
because that makes me think, because when I was watching that scene I was like, oh, he probably wants to kill himself, but then he meets her and
that's so
like,
cool. That's like an Easter egg, like in the Marvel films.
He meets the thing that makes him happy.
Where's the second one?
You know, he meets the thing that makes him happy, which is her.
Make sure you stay after the credits.
Yeah, we're looking forward.
There's a Grinch teaser trailer.
There's a Grinch teaser trailer, and then at the very end, like just before it goes, so you think it's all done. It's like there's going to be a Star Is Born 2, Return of the Bradley.
But it's going to be the story of Pitbull.
No, it's a story of Bradley coming back as a zombie. It's all. I won't spoil it for you guys.
It's in such bad taste. Based on a true story.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Lady Gaga's origins. It's like X-Men Wolverine.
What, when she killed her music career by wearing meat? Is that what you said? Is that why?
Was that a thing?
Yeah, she wore meat.
She didn't kill her shit. That boosted her music career. Now look at her. She's a film star.
No, but the thing is I was saying this about Lady Gaga, is that I never realised how good a singer she was until I saw this film. Because when you see her without all the like things that she wears that kind of distract you, you start to realise, man, that's a normal. That's just a. She's a normal person who is incredible at singing. But the songs that she sings, and they're very like, I don't know, pop.
The song at the end was real good.
Yes, there was a song at the end. So Bradley Cooper's died. Killed himself, and she is singing a song in tribute that so this bit's really sad. This is what made me cry, because he had wrote a song that he hadn't really known how to like put together, but he kind of just put it down on the page, and then Lady Gaga made it into a proper song and sang it for him, and then while she's singing it, lots of like memories come back, and you see the memories, and it's proper sad. It really is. And but like a thing I need to say though is that not only was the bit seeing the hanging cool and thinking about that now, Bradley Cooper directed this shit and was in it.
He did, yeah.
And was in the film and did that well. He didn't have anyone directing him. He will have done that and then watched it back, or you know what I mean. That was his idea. Maybe he'd had some people like giving
it was all him.
It was all him.
He edited it as well.
Did he edit?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just.
He also choreographed it.
He wrote it and produced it as well.
He also sang.
He was Lady Gaga with the mask on.
He sang Lady Gaga's parts as well. That was something that wasn't put in there. She never actually sang the whole film. It was all Bradley Cooper. In fact, no one actually spoke throughout the film. It was Bradley Cooper doing impressions of everyone. It was truly a revolutionary performance by him.
So ratings.
Yeah. I'll go. It's a hard one actually, because it's so good. I would say for entertainment,
okay,
I'm saying a 9 to a 9.5. Would give it a 10, but I felt like
it's not perfect.
It wasn't it did feel like it was long, but I felt like because it felt so long, the ending was so impactful to me, so it needed that. But the time, the pacing off it was weird, because things just kind of happened very like without you realising, and time went on so quickly. So I would probably say, I'll make it a solid 9 for entertainment. I I was thoroughly entertained, but at times I was a bit like, okay, I know this is long. It was just such a good movie that I didn't really care about it, and the acting was so good. And then in terms of a movie itself, I would give it a 9 as well, because it was a fantastic movie, but it had that one problem. But apart from that, in my eyes, it was a perfect film for what it was. In the genre that it was into, it was near perfect. Like, there's so many films that try and do what this film did perfectly, but fail at it. So that's,
fair enough.
So I'd say 9.
Eric?
I'd say of entertainment, I'd definitely give it an 8 because I was entertained. But when it comes to actually a film, I'd probably give it more because I recognise it is a very good film. Again, it's not really my kind of film I'd go for. So did I enjoy it? Yes. That's why I give it an 8. But of film values, I'd probably give it like an 8.5, if not a 9. But I feel like I'd have to rewatch to specify that. But yeah, certainly around there. Reese?
So, as a film, I'd give it like probably like an 8.
Okay.
I can see why it would be enjoyable. Just not my type of film. Enjoyability, I'd give it like a 3.
A 3.5 maybe.
Maybe on a good day after that little foreshadowing.
That was cool.
But it just didn't capture my attention. I was sitting there at a point just saying, man, I wish this was over. As an origin story, I'd give it like a 1. It didn't really explain how Lady Gaga became to be what she is today.
It's her nose.
We'll bleep that.
Why? There's the whole jokes about her nose being fat.
Yeah, that is that. It does mention
the whole thing.
how it does mention how the industry changes you as a person just to get money.
And I'm pretty sure that was true about Lady Gaga, because obviously her like the way she did when she performs, she would wear so much like makeup and like prosthetics and stuff, so she really knew what she looked like. But then so I think that maybe that might have been a thing that happened to her for real.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have the look, so she had to change.
That's Bradley Cooper. He directed it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, I wish I knew
he
it.
casted it as well.
Yeah, the final movie.
Final film which we saw tonight as of the recording. Michael did not come.
No.
So he's not going to have that much to say about
Because
it.
he was busy.
For once.
A lot like how when Reese wasn't talking during Johnny English.
Yeah, but this was a good film. It is Bad Times at the El Royale.
And this film.
Was
We were very hyped for this.
Yeah, I was very
every
hyped.
single film we'd gone to see pretty much had this trailer.
Yes.
I don't remember.
And the
going to see
trailer, this is what Michael was talking about earlier, the trailer
did not spoil
totally
the-
led you in a different direction. It was so, like, you assumed things from the trailer and none of them were true.
Yeah.
Literally none of
You're
them.
like, okay, that's obviously this, that's not
Everything
So,
from the trailer that was actually true was a full curveball.
yeah, so Bad Time of the Royale basically tells a story about certain people coinciding in a place, shit goes down.
Yeah, and they do it in the coolest way.
Yeah, and it starts telling you the stories from different points of view. It goes to like room 1, room 2.
Yeah, so they have different rooms,
Yeah.
and then whoever's in that room, it basically says room 3 and the perspective of what happens in this 20-minute segment
cool.
from that room.
And do you know in Harry Potter, the prison of Azkaban, when
They use the time
they use
turner.
the time and they go back and see exactly what happened, but from a
Yes.
different point of view. It's similar.
Yeah, it's
you get to see what happened.
You get to
from
see
each
one scene
character's-
4 times
Yeah.
from a different perspective.
Man, I really like that.
and,
so cool.
and it was very clever. And there was, I'd like to actually go back and time it and see how perfectly timed that was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
because you saw just things. You just saw
everything made so much sense. You knew
Oh, yeah,
exactly
it's
what
so
was
Well
happening.
written, well put together.
You knew exactly
Yeah, it
for the
was
first
really
half.
cool.
You knew what everything that was happening when it comes to everyone.
But I want to ask Michael this. Michael, when you saw the trailer,
Yeah.
the guy that says, "We need to work on your sales pitch, son. The El Royale, no place for a priest." Who did you think he was?
Yeah, from what you saw,
I assumed that he owned the place.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he was a guest.
he was a guy.
He was a salesman.
boom.
Oh right. Well, now you tell me it makes sense, because it'd be weird I think he was commenting on why that guy would say that. That makes
Yeah,
okay.
but to me, I thought he was the manager. I thought he was like, I
It's
thought
not
he was
film,
talking
is
to a
it?
new employee, being like, "We need to work on your sales pitch, son."
I think you'd be
Another
more
question,
angry though
another
if it was like
question.
a
Chris
employer.
Hemsworth. Who did you think he was?
I thought he was a cult leader.
Yeah, I mean, he thought he was the owner.
I thought he was.
Did you not see him dancing in the fucking
Through the
bushes?
film at the start.
You-
As I was seeing the film, I thought he would end up being the owner.
Was he a cult leader? Was I right?
I think he was supposed
Yeah,
to
well,
be. It was
yeah.
very odd.
He was so hot looking.
He was cool.
See when he was
very cool.
dancing and he had his.
He was in it for I think a grand total of 10 minutes.
He had a big
Oh,
six-pack.
cool! So they put him at the. So his name on IMDb is
Well,
the
he's,
first.
he's one of the biggest names apart from Jeff Bridges.
Well, Dakota Johnson's got
Jeff
it.
Bridges
Dakota
should be in
Johnson,
front
yeah.
of him, given that he was more of a.
He was in it for like the whole time. He was really good in
Yeah,
it.
He's always good in everything he does.
Iron
Though.
Man 2.
He was really.
Jeff Bridges was in.
He was in the first Iron Man.
There's a cowboy
Oh, yeah, I
movie,
think it was the
like a cowboy movie with like
True Grit.
True. There's True. Oh, he was in True Grit.
Is it True Grit that he's in? Is it not someone else that's True in True Grit? Let me look.
Oh, what? There's another film that he's in. Click. Let's have a click. We'll have a look. What he? I wish this was in Spanish. Tron Legacy was in that.
Haven't
Of
seen the
course.
films.
Oh, it is True Grit. Matt Damon's in True Grit too, and Josh Brolin.
Maybe he wasn't in what I thought he was.
There was
He's very good
John Hamm, who was in Baby Driver. I don't know if you knew him.
Yeah, he was the salesman.
He
Well,
was.
no, he was the agent, the secret
Yeah,
agent. He turned out to
he
be.
surprisingly.
Oh yeah.
He, as I was saying, he was surprisingly different to what I thought he was going to be.
He was so different.
like
I didn't. Like, I thought I really honestly went in there thinking he's the manager.
Yeah,
and
and
even
then-
when you first see him, you think he's the manager.
yeah, and then you think he's one thing, and then he's another thing, and you're like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
you think he's
who are
a
you?
salesman because he pulls it off so well, but it turns out he's actually an undercover agent.
Oh, right. Oh wow, a lot going on.
Yeah.
Man, to be honest, I really wanted to see this movie today. I was very excited for it, and I'm
Yeah,
a big.
we won't-
I
we
really
won't
wish I didn't
spoil
have
too
to.
much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go see it tomorrow. Actually, I think 'cause I
Something
really
something I
see
want
it.
to emphasize. I was telling Reese when I go out. The thing that I most like from this film is, I hate when in films like going back to Predator, you like the characters but you don't know who they are, like you don't know anything about the characters.
Yeah.
This. Every single character was so rich, like you knew so.
Yeah,
you knew
and it was
en-
a small cast.
yeah,
There was only 5 characters.
You knew
really.
enough of each character to care for them,
Yeah.
like a lot.
Oh, also in the trailer, when you know how there's a woman in a room that's got another woman tied up on a chair. Who did you think the woman on the chair was?
Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't.
Right. It turns out that this isn't a big spoiler. You find out immediately. That's her sister.
Oh
And
right.
she's basically kidnapped her away from the cult because they were both cult members of Chris Hemsworth's cult.
Oh right.
And she kidnapped her away because Chris Hemsworth was like poisoning her mind and
Yeah,
making
also
her
a bit
do
of a
bad
pedo.
stuff. Yeah, he was a bit of a nonce.
Oh sick.
But he was really good in it.
Yeah.
He was good, but I felt like he didn't hold the status of a cult leader. Like he was broken down so easily.
Yeah, he was.
Oh right. I see. So he had a lot of build up, but like not a lot of
Like people had to follow him like that, or because if anyone, it seemed that if anyone argued with him, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to.
Yeah, visually.
kind of like
change their mind.
is it the Hateful Eight with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, I've not seen it.
The Hateful Eight by and pretty much
Tarantino.
I forget his name. My name is Jeff.
Oh, Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. He is like this
Is he in the
cowboy
Hateful
guy.
Eight?
Yeah, and he's
it's
under
not-
he's
it's
under the
not
floorboards.
marketing, though.
Oh,
He's
right.
under the floorboards, and then he shoots up, and then you see his like backstory. He's this crazy like cowboy, and he's like he's really quite an intimidating guy, and then he gets out, and he gets his head shot straight away. And I was like, man, what a disappointing! Like you built him up so much.
I did think it was surprising when the agent was in the room.
Yeah, that's the thing. There was a lot of things that would surprise me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well,
was crazy.
that's the thing.
So
I'm
was
gonna have
that?
to
So
live with
was
that.
he a lot like that? Was he a lot like you thought he was going to be the big nuts, but he was actually kind of
Yeah, I
not
mean,
as
he
good
had,
as
he had
you
a big
thought.
6-pack. I'll tell you that.
But then I suppose if he's a cult leader though, and I don't know anything, but if he's a cult leader, he would have been dealing with people who want to follow him, or at least whereas
Yeah,
if
but you would have thought he'd been able to convince people.
yeah,
Or at least argue with people.
that's like your job, isn't it? Being a cult leader,
Yeah.
convincing.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the characters, I think the most surprising bit was most of the characters, as I was saying, you knew so much and they were so
Nick
rich.
Offerman was it? Who was he in it?
I think he wasn't in it, but he was like part
what?
of the.
Man, I was
Is
going to
Mark
say
O'Brien?
you didn't know if he was in it.
Is Mark O'Brien the?
That's Miles.
Is this cast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Miles. He was really
No,
good.
no, that's Miles. Louis.
Oh yeah, Lewis Pullman. He was so good. He was
Yeah.
basically the well, he was the only employee at the whole place. He was like
Right.
the desk man, the cleaner, the electrician.
Oh, I saw him, yeah.
But he was so good at it,
Yeah.
and he even got his own like screen where it said maintenance closet, and then gave his backstory.
Oh,
Like, he
right.
was a
Yeah.
soldier in Vietnam.
Fuck. Wow,
There
you would
was-
never expect that
there
from
was-
like.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't see it coming.
There's a lot of things for each character you don't see come. Each character is something that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't see that.
Music's also very prominent in this film
Yeah,
as well.
there's a lot of.
I thought she was better than Lady Gaga.
Cynthia
She's the
Erivo.
one, yeah, she's the one in the room that sings like
Darling
this
sweet.
old heart of mine's been broke 1,000 times. Each time it breaks again.
My God, you're so good at singing.
Babe,
Get up close to the mic. Get your.
I'm making the lyrics up.
Speak.
But no, honestly, it was a shame you didn't come to see it because you'd probably enjoy it. Also,
I know I would
the
have.
cinema was
It's my sort of film.
It was in the small screen at the very end, but there was no seats at the
Also,
free. I mean,
maybe
today is the
it
day
was-
it came out.
It was good that you didn't come because we could only find
There was
two
no,
seats
there
together.
was no seats.
Oh,
There was
shit.
no
There's
three
no
seats
three
together.
seats
I'd be so lonely if I had to go. That's good then. Things will
It
work
was
out.
it was so packed.
See, I feel like this is my.
Someone was sitting in my seat when we got there too.
Yeah, that's
shit.
true.
That's see. This isn't my
He
exact.
also got up and went back for a milkshake. Not
Yeah,
milkshake.
Two
not during the
milkshakes.
film. No, just one milkshake.
Just what would you get? Mint choc.
Mint choc.
Classic.
Mint choc.
I love a mint
Pringles.
choc.
I did not get
Jake.
popcorn this time though.
We had Pringles. That's why.
Pringles.
And
what,
jelly
what, what a
beans.
choice.
And
What
jelly
like
I
a.
haven't finished my jelly beans though.
That's not a very popular choice. No one goes, "Oh, I want some Pringles" for my cinema experience.
They were
They were only £1 for
Yeah, they were
like a
cheaper.
full can.
Pound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't from the cinema.
Sainsbury's.
no Morrison's.
Morrison's.
Morrison's. Yeah. Look,
Shout out to Morrison's.
I love
Yeah,
Morrison's. Please sponsor us.
If you want to collab, then just
Yeah, the whole of sponsor, the whole of Sainsbury's.
yeah, we get people to come here. Yeah.
We could just get like one of your like lower employees. They'll come. We'll have a laugh at them. Yeah, I was saying I think this would be a really good movie for me because because how much I like A Star Is Born because of that sort of thing. I also am like Reese, where I do like a good bit of action, and there is nothing I love more than a film with action that also has very good dialogue and well paced and lots of things. And I love contained stories with not a lot of characters, and you just get to see shit happen. It's so cool.
Going back to The Hateful Eight, I was thinking halfway through the movie, I just remembered, if it weren't for the soundtrack, because it was very like. So basically, I was thinking this film could have easily been directed by Tarantino.
Right, it was the same
It's
sort of
very
style.
like
Yeah.
there's
Sounds
a lot
like
of
it.
dialogue. There's a lot of points of views. The characters are very rich, and again, it wasn't Tarantino style. But I was like, this film could have easily done by Tarantino, which says a lot because most,
very good.
if not every single one of Tarantino's films, is brilliant.
Oh, you know what's great about Tarantino's films is that there's so much violence, but there's so much of a build every time. He
Yeah.
doesn't just have it for no reason. Like there's always like a reason for something happening, and it's always cool.
Like the perfect scene is the one in the pub in Glorious Bastards.
Yeah.
They have like a 10, 15-minute scene when they're just speaking, and at the end they just go.
And there's no cuts. That shit is just all the way through. That is Tarantino allowing actors just to build up tension and I remember, and he didn't need to do like in the end the fight was very short.
Oh yeah,
It was
like
so
5
quick
seconds.
before you knew it they were all fucking dead. But like it was that's the sort of film I love. That's probably my favourite
Yeah.
sort of film.
There was one part of El Royale that I had a bit of a problem with. They were basically
Speak your mind.
So Jeff Bridges' character was pretending to be a priest. He was actually a bank robber. He was the one that robbed the bank and hid the money. He actually went to prison for 10 years. So the beginning of the film is 10 years before the film takes place.
Yeah.
So the first scene. And then the singer woman who's what's her name? Darlene. She is putting a song on the jukebox, and then it's a close up of Jeff Bridges, and he's drugging her drink, but she doesn't know that. And then all of a sudden, the whole cinema jumped when this happened. He jumped as well. He turns round and she's like, as he turns around, she smacked him in the head with a glass bottle. But I don't know why she did that, and she explains it later, just saying that I've been conned a lot, so I know a con man when I see him. But like, I just felt like it was a really brutal
decision to make.
Overreaction.
Yeah, like you've just like smacked him over the head with a glass bottle. Why didn't he just leave? Like she could have just left.
I thought she was looking and hadn't noticed him
That he was drugging her. Yeah, and basically he was drugging her not because he wanted to do anything bad, but because she was in the room that had the money under the floorboards. So he needed her to be away so he could steal the key, go and get the money and leave. But she obviously hit with a bottle, and then it shows all the different perspectives of what happens in one of the rooms.
I take you don't tell, but there was in the trailer you see like there's a bit on the inside where you can look into rooms.
Yeah, so that's like
is that like all the cult shit?
No, that's like Miles. Yeah, so Miles is the only worker there, and he gets phoned up by management, who we never find out who management is. And he gets phoned up saying, we need you to film this room, because they basically film important people doing stuff. I don't know whether it's to blackmail them or what, but yeah, he basically has to film stuff, and he does. There is a bit in the film where he explains like three things that he's seen that's worse than someone getting shot in front of him. Like he's seen, like he was like saying, like he's seen a politician beat a prostitute so badly that she had to put her stockings in her mouth to stop her from bleeding out her mouth. He saw a guy sleeping with a dead wolf.
Yeah.
And he saw a heroin addict use his shit to write sorry on the wall.
And then he had to clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
also a heroin addict.
Yeah, he's very.
At least he cleans up his shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of thing is that each character lies all the time, which means no one trusts anyone.
No.
And that's the kind of case.
All of them are lying.
But then you don't even trust them because you're like, why are you drugging this woman? I thought you were a nice guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's explained afterwards, but
yeah, it does seem a bit weird at the
at the end of the story.
He's a priest as well. So.
Nobody's really evil, although there's a lot of gun shooting and deaths. No one's really like
a lot of misunderstandings of dangerous people, sort of thing.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth really just wants power. He doesn't really care about killing people. But like one of his cult followers ends up like there's like a TV at the beginning that explains about 3 stabbings of Polish children, and I think that's what it was referring to.
Yeah.
Like one of the sisters like ends up doing it. But like Jeff Bridges and Chris Hemsworth have this fight, and it's like this old priest who's like pretty badly beaten up, and like Chris Hemsworth who's like in his prime, and Chris Hemsworth gets the shit kicked out of him. And
that's cool.
Gets like burnt by like a big log.
But I like that though. I like because like. I can see Jeff Britt being very brawly. Do you know what I mean? Being able to take it, like which
he's
is
also
cool.
tied up to a chair. And then there's this one.
Well, he is like he's a bank robber, so he has to like he knows how to.
Yeah, but there's this one bit basically where Miles, so the guy that works there, he sees a gun in front of him, and Darlene is like, pick up the gun, Miles, and like shoot Chris Hemsworth and all his gang members, because they're gonna kill us. And like Miles is like, I can't kill any more people, and she's like, how many people have you killed? And he's like 123. And then
Exactly.
That's when it cuts back to him being in Vietnam, and he's like this pinpoint accurate like sniper, and he's just shooting everyone. And then all of a sudden,
that's so cool.
It cuts back, and he picks up this revolver, and he like shoots Chris Hemsworth, and then he shoots his 2 other cronies, and
outside.
But he shoots them inside, and then he like gives the revolver to Jeff Bridges, puts his foot under a gun that's on the floor and flicks it up into his hands. Kicks the door open, and like not even with it's not a sniper scope, it's just like a normal rifle, like shoots these guys where you can only see like a tiny bit of their head. And then
oh my god, I'm getting a tingly stomach. That sounds so fucking cool.
That was really cool. That bit.
Oh,
I only
can't wait to go see it.
When that
really
scene,
cool.
I was thinking 2 things. It was either we know nothing about this character, now we know everything about this character, and we know why he's a bit like. We know why he takes drugs. He's been
shows
traumatized.
You why, because he's probably got PTSD from Vietnam.
He's probably got that job because he's done a good job, and they're like,
he's trusted by the government.
This is easy
because he
films people. He's trusted, and all that stuff, and everything. But on the other side, I was like,
because up until that point, he seems like a bit of a coward.
Yeah, and up to that, I was thinking, is this clever or is it convenient? That,
like,
he just so happens to be like a pinpoint shooter
and shoot everyone.
That's cool.
I was thinking like it's very clever, it's very convenient. Oh, makes sense. So I'll take it. I'll take it. But I was kind of me like, oh, that's very convenient.
I didn't think Chris Hemsworth was gonna just shoot the sister like the way he did. He basically plays roulette, and he makes one of them choose. He makes them both choose red or black, and whoever it lands on is safe. And he just fucking shoots the other one.
What was that?
I
It
don't
was
know.
him playing with.
I just
the
went right
table.
into my fucking brain. That was
Yeah.
horrible.
I'll have to.
That
beat
will right
man.
into there.
Yeah.
I would pay money just to see Chris Hemsworth dance how he did in the trailer when I saw him just like
He dances.
dancing.
It's about
This is quite a lot.
It's about but the way he does in the trailer is only about 3 seconds longer
Yeah.
than that he actually does it for.
But
Stop playing with that.
Sorry.
That's so loud.
But
Should we
no,
give our
it's-
ratings?
It's our ratings. Me,
Eric really enjoyed it.
out of enjoyability, I'd probably give a 9. I thought it was great. I loved it. The characters were so rich, and everyone had a motive, and everyone was doing something for a reason. And I
Yeah.
took it. I wasn't like, you're just doing this because you're the bad guy.
It explains
No.
why every single one of them
Yeah,
are there.
everyone had a reason to be there.
Also,
and
the hotel is in the middle of 2 states.
Yeah.
So there's a line in
That's
the middle,
true.
so you can either sleep in a room that's in Nevada or you can sleep in a room that's in California.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And the hotel's designed in different ways because
we think it was filmed in a casino.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
we're not too-
casino.
We're not too sure.
Looks like
about
that.
But no, yeah, out of enjoyability, a 9. I loved it. Out of how good the film is, I'd probably give a 9 as well.
Yeah, I went in and I don't think it's as good as I thought it was going to be. It was still really good, but I think I was just overhyped for it because I thought I was so excited. I'd give it probably for enjoyability 7.5 and 8. For a film, I'd probably give it an 8. I really did enjoy it.
And Michael hasn't seen it.
I will. In the next pod, I will give what I thought on it because I'm actually going to go see it.
Okay.
Just as a little bit of like a side bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was either between that or First Man that we were going to see.
Oh, I can't wait to review First Man,
First Man,
next
sounds
time. However, next week we will, as our friend Eric here is going to see his grandparents in England. We're going to just have a little chit chat next time. Switch it up a little bit, you might
And we
say.
may even have a face cam.
Oh,
Maybe a live face cam.
A live face cam with us chit chatting, so you'll get to see our beautiful faces while we
And see
talk.
our real life reactions.
And I know-
see Michael's beautiful.
You'll finally get to
yes.
see our faces to all.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure you can't wait
It's all our
because
subscribers that don't know what we look like.
all you've been thinking is, what do they look like?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
How good looking are
We might
they?
I
get
bet
a
there's-
banner. We might get a banner next week.
Maybe, because we'll have our photos.
Listen, I know we sound ugly, but trust me, we're so
Yeah,
hot.
we're just a little bit better than what we sound.
Imagine Chris Hemsworth and then like,
But take
Times
away
it by
all
10.
them. Instead of muscle, put fat.
yes, instead of handsomeness, put like
Ugliness.
a good person. No,
Not a six pack.
instead of happiness,
keg.
put a good personality.
Yeah, sure.
But we still got those dance moves. You could use it.
Yeah,
I
we
could do the worm.
dance moves.
Yeah. The what?
The worm.
The worm.
I can do the worm.
Yeah, he looks like a worm.
What can you do? That Fortnite dance. He also plays Fortnite.
I
Sometimes.
do play Fortnite sometimes.
Only
I
sometimes.
do like a good Fortnite dance.
Oh, he loves the Fortnite dance.
Oh, this one, the one where you put the L on
Yeah.
your forehead.
Yeah. Taking
no
an L.
one, no one. You can't see what I'm doing.
Are we allowed to say
But you
Fortnite?
might see what we're doing very soon, which will be so
Yeah,
exciting.
we're gonna have to condition.
We won't have to like.
You're gonna have to clean this room, which will be difficult.
I'm gonna have to.
Michael's
Have,
gonna have to clean this room.
I'm gonna have to have a shower
That's
for
true, we're not
once.
gonna do anything.
yeah.
For the first time.
Should
You
we
guys,
wear suits for our
should we
first
wear
ever face
our? Should we wear our corresponding colours?
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
I have a yellow t-shirt.
Maybe I have a red
So
t-shirt.
basically, guys, we're gonna be having a banner and a profile pic come out, or a logo come out, and it's gonna have blue, yellow, and red.
It's
And
brilliant.
we're not giving too much information, but
We're literally describing everything we're gonna do.
no,
Once we
I
have it,
haven't.
we will
At what
put-
point have I described everything we're gonna do?
Why don't you just shut up for a minute?
You shut up,
At one point when we've got our logo
Ow.
in that, we will put a link to our designer. So if
Yeah.
you go and check him out, that'd be fantastic.
Yes. Do you want to say his name?
Not yet. We'll wait until
Wait till it's out so you can see
wait
the
till it's
work.
out so you can
Yeah.
see what his work's like. In case there's any prospective businesses needing a logo done.
Of
Or,
course.
or needing a collaboration.
Use code LIFTP to get 50% off.
exactly.
That's not
Nothing.
true. Please don't use that.
You will get it off nothing,
There is
most likely.
no
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I mean,
There will be no promotional codes.
You
For
could
now.
get our YouTube video extra free, maybe? Like 50% more free? That'd be good.
yeah.
Put that code in the comments.
But yeah, thank you for listening again.
Leave
Yeah.
a like if you please can.
Yeah,
Thank you for
and
bearing with us.
subscribe, share it with everyone so
Share it.
we can get it out there.
Yes, because we
Yeah.
want them views and that
Love
money.
And if you found this enjoyable, then that's the main thing.
That's
Yeah,
all we
that's,
care
That's
about.
the main thing, yeah, right.
Not the money.
That's not the money.
Not the fame.
Fame that we want, the sweet fame. Give it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening.
Sure.
You're really valued. Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
time.
See you later. Love you.
Even other pod.